latest updates, subscribe to News 9.
In a telephonic conversation which lasted for around 25 minutes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump discussed a whole range of issues concerning both countries. One of the important points of discussion was the COVID-19 situation in both countries. Both India and the US have been battling the deadly pandemic, with America being the worst affected country in the world. The leader of the most powerful country and the leader of the largest democracy in the world also discussed about the ongoing border tension between India and China. US raised concerns over Chinese aggression, and earlier Donald Trump even said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi was not in a good mood as India and China are having a big conflict. Trump had even offered to mediate between India and China over the ongoing border issue. However, India has already ruled out the option of any kind of mediation by the US. India is looking to resolve the issue with China through a diplomatic channel and will at all costs ensure peace and tranquility at the border area. On the other hand, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expresses concerns regarding the nationwide protests in America over the death of George Floyd. Prime Minister Narendra Modi conveyed his best wishes for the early resolution of the situation in the US amidst COVID-19. The US has seen massive outrage across the country as several people have taken to the streets demanding justice for the death of the African-American man. During the conversation, Donald Trump also urged Narendra Modi to focus on reforms at the WHO. Trump has time and again blamed the Global Health Organization for acting in China's interest. India last month assumed the chairmanship of the executive board of the WHO. Union Health Minister Harshvardhan took charge as the chairman of the board. President Donald Trump also formally invited PM Modi for the G7 summit, scheduled to take place in US later this year. Earlier, Donald Trump had said that he wanted to expand the G7 summit and include other important countries like India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also heaped praise on Trump's views on the expansion of G7 and termed it as a creative and far-sighted approach. Had a warm and productive conversation with my friend President Donald Trump. We discussed his plans for the US presidency of G7, the COVID-19 pandemic, and many other issues. The richness and depth of India-US consultations will remain an important pillar of the post-COVID global architecture. Donald Trump and Narendra Modi shared a good bond between them. The leader of the most powerful country, Donald Trump, and leader of the largest democracy, Narendra Modi, have often praised one another. Even when both the countries have been fighting the invisible enemy, India and the US have been assisting each other on different parameters. Earlier, India had supplied anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine to the US in order to help them in their fight against the deadly pandemic. On the other hand, President Donald Trump had earlier announced that the US will be donating ventilators to India in order to assist the country in its fight against the deadly pandemic. According to reports from the White House, the US will be ready to ship the first tranche of 100 ventilators to India next week.